kind
This
of stuff, but
conference will now be recorded.
but not how to use it and that kind of stuff. I'm like, I don't know actually.
Okay, fine. So we can start with the basics. So if you look
Mm-hmm.
at this section, the first part, that is Introduction to Python for Data Analysis. So here I'll
Okay.
cover everything from basics, what means basic things, that is the data structures in Python. So if we talk about data structures, so data structures are something. So see, we have data. So that data is stored as some structure in computer, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
we'll
Yeah.
be talking about in what structures that data can be stored in Python, right? And
Okay.
then some different things that are associated with Python in this module of this course, right?
Okay.
So
Yeah.
we'll be covering two libraries also here. One is the NumPy library and one is the Pandas library. So,
Okay.
NumPy library and Pandas library both are very important when we talk about data analysis, and we'll
Okay.
be using it everywhere. Whenever we'll be dealing with data, we'll be dealing in with NumPy and Pandas. So we'll be
Mm-hmm.
covering those two things, those two
Okay.
libraries. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
Plus, we'll be covering two more libraries. One is Seaborn and one is Matplotlib. So when we
Okay.
talk about large amount of data, so it is very uh, important that we can visualize it, right? We can
Yeah.
visualize the data in the form of graphs, right? The graphs can be of different type. It can be scatter plot, it can be bar plot, it can be box
Yeah.
plot. So there are different kind of graphs that are available, that we
Yeah.
can make using libraries in Python. So we'll be
Mm-hmm.
learning Seaborn and Matplotlib, using which we can make those graphs, right?
Okay.
So that will be all in the first module of your course, right? Then
Mm-hmm.
after that, I'll be giving you a small project using which you can, you will be clear, which will help you make your concepts regarding this thing clear.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Mm.
what I always tell my students is, Nishil, that I can tell you these basic syntax behind what is basic syntax behind a programming language, but I can't teach
Mm-hmm.
you the logics, right? So you
Okay.
have to
Yeah.
you have to learn the
Come on.
logics on your own by doing practice, right?
Mm-hmm.
Logic is something which I can't put in your brain that you have to
Yeah.
do this, then you will be doing this, right? So that
Yeah.
logic building will come once you'll start practicing, right? So
Yeah.
I would suggest you that when we'll be doing this module, that is Introduction to Python, that you should
Mm-hmm.
start practicing it on some coding platform. We have different coding platforms available online, like Hacker
Mm-hmm.
Earth, Hacker Rank, Code Chef. So that you can
Mm-hmm.
go and practice it over there, because logic building
Okay.
will help you a lot. Whatever you are doing, it will help you a lot in everything when coding is required.
Okay.
Okay, right? Okay, then after the introduction to Python, we'll be doing exploratory data analysis. That is again related to visualization of data. So
Mm-hmm.
exploratory data analysis is a very important concept when we talk about data analysis. It will again help
Mm-hmm.
you to visualize data in different manner, and it will help you to explore the areas in the data which you can't explore it in a simple manner. So here I will tell you a little bit of techniques in which you can
Mm-hmm.
explore and understand data more better.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, Nishil, I would also like to know that are you familiar with some basic statistics?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
Okay, so are you familiar with probability,
Yeah. Yeah.
different distributions, binomial
Yep.
distribution,
Yeah.
and
Normal and dynamical. Yep.
okay, central limit theorem?
Yep.
Okay, so are you also familiar with hypothesis testing?
No, I'm not. So these are all probability and statistics I did in my graduation. So I'm familiar
Okay.
with probability and statistics and the like
Okay, so
normal
do you want
distribution,
me to
binomial.
repeat? Do you want me to
Mhm.
repeat it in the course, because we'll be using these things heavily. If you want to get the core concepts behind what are these machine learning algorithms
Mhm.
doing, so
Okay.
you need to know these basics of statistics, because at the end when we talk about machine learning and AI, they are
Mhm.
entirely it is entirely dependent upon statistics, right? So
Okay.
you need to know few things. So do you want me to repeat these things with you, or you can do it by yourself?
Uh, I need a see, so I need to know what concept I need to learn in that one. So per se, it's like a normal distribution. I
Yes,
mean, if
yes,
you, yeah,
you'll
okay.
be have to revise probability, then you'll have to
Sure.
revise normal distribution, binomial distribution, then central limit
Mhm.
theorem. Hypothesis
Okay.
testing you haven't done, so that I'll cover in the course. That is fine, that I'll cover. But if you
Okay.
want me to cover this, I'll cover that also. So I'll cover it. It is fine for me. So just think about it and let me know what is to be done regarding that.
Yeah, sure. If you give me some references to where to read about it or like some what
Okay,
concepts to read
okay,
about it,
fine,
then I can go through it. If I
fine, fine,
if I
fine.
didn't have if I face any issues, then I can get back to you.
Okay, fine, fine, fine. So I'll definitely do that. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
that after that we'll be starting with machine learning.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be covering various algorithms which are available in machine learning, like linear
Mm-hmm.
regression, logistic regression, naive-bayes,
Mm-hmm.
clustering, support vector machine, decision trees. So all these are different algorithms in machine learning. So I'll
Mm-hmm.
be not only teaching you how to code them,
Mm-hmm.
but I'll also teach you that how these algorithms are working at the back end. Because
Oh,
according
nice.
to me, being a teacher, I think that you can't just code if you don't know
Mm-hmm.
what is happening in that code at the back end. Because
Yeah.
Python will give you functions for running all of these uh, algorithms, but what
Yeah.
is actually running behind that algorithms, that knowledge is very much required, so that
Mm-hmm.
you know that when, how, and where to use these algorithms. So if you have this knowledge, that then that how this algorithm is working, it will be more easier for you. So we'll be going
Yeah.
very much in detail in each one of these uh, algorithms, right?
Okay.
Okay, so I don't think you require the NLP, or do you? NLP is natural language processing. So in natural language processing means we'll be under. Have you heard about chatbots?
No, I have not.
Okay. So NLP is basically if you want to make your machine understand what are you speaking, right? So
Okay. Okay.
you have used Google Assistant, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, I do.
Yeah, so Google Assistant is based on natural language processing. So
Okay.
it will identify what are you speaking, and then on the basis of that, it will give you some results, right? So that
Okay.
is what is natural language processing. So
Mm-hmm.
is it required for you, or can we skip it?
Uh, I think we can skip it, but going on the when we progress the course,
Mm-hmm.
then I'll get to know if I need that or not.
Okay, fine,
But for
fine,
now,
fine.
yeah,
So I'll
yeah,
okay, fine. We'll keep it. Otherwise, you can just let me
yeah,
know if it is
sure,
required or not. It is totally upon you.
sure,
It is
yeah,
okay. Then we'll be doing what is actually required to you is neural networks, and what we call is deep learning. So we'll be
yeah,
covering every bit of it. We'll be covering CNN. We'll be covering RNN. We'll be
okay,
starting from the basic. The basic of a
Okay.
neural network is a perceptron. So how a
Mm-hmm.
perceptron is made, how perceptron has evaluated through all these years. We'll be covering
Mm-hmm.
everything in this, right? We'll be
Yeah.
covering two important libraries in in Python over here, that is TensorFlow and Keras. So we'll be
Okay.
covering these two libraries over here, right? Then
Okay.
last is reinforcement learning. In reinforcement learning, you can it is again a part of machine learning, in which
Mm-hmm.
uh, the models learn by experience, right? You don't
Okay. Yeah.
give them the exact data, or exact, they don't have the knowledge of the environment in which they are working. They
Okay.
learn with experience, right? So
Okay. Got it. Yeah.
yeah, so that is all what I can give you in this course, right? So we'll
Sure.
be okay, I also want to make you familiar with the coding platform that we'll be using. So we'll be using Anaconda Navigator.
Okay.
So this is the basic this is the main screen of Anaconda Navigator, and in this
Mm-hmm.
Anaconda Navigator, we'll be using Jupyter Notebook, right?
Okay. Okay.
So I can send you a PDF,
Yeah.
in which you'll be able to, which will have step by step information how to download this Anaconda Navigator, right? So
Sure.
that it is easier for you to download it. And then we'll be using Jupyter Notebook. So I'll just show you how Jupyter Notebook looks like. So here it is. So here it is.
Yeah.
This is a Jupyter Notebook. So in industry, Jupyter
Mm-hmm.
Notebook is the preferred platform for doing coding in Python,
Yeah. Okay.
right? And one more thing I want to add over here is that we'll be covering Python 3. So there are various versions of Python. Python 2 and Python 3 are the
Yep. Yep.
most famous ones.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll be covering
Mm-hmm.
Python 3, right?
Mm-hmm.
So while downloading Anaconda Navigator, just keep it in mind that you'll be downloading it for Python 3, right?
Okay. Okay.
Okay, okay. And if you don't want to download, I would ask you to download Anaconda Navigator, because you can run it in offline also, right?
Oh.
Uh,
Mm-hmm.
but if you want to run it online, so there is one website Google has, that is Google Colab.
Okay.
I'll just show it to you. So Google has made this Google Colab. So it will give you Jupyter Notebook in online mode. So you can use it.
Okay.
So if you want to use it, you can use it online also. So it is up to you where you want to code it. It is fine. Okay, so
Okay.
the basic point of why we are using Jupyter Notebook is because it has most of the libraries that are required for data analysis pre-installed. So you need
Okay.
not keep on installing, like we have NumPy, we have Pandas, we have TensorFlow, we have Keras. You need not install each one of them, right? So you can do it
Okay.
on
Yeah.
your Anaconda Navigator has pre-installed with it. So
Mm-hmm.
you need not install each one of them, right?
Yeah.
So that is the benefit of using Jupyter Notebook and Anaconda Navigator.
Okay.
Plus, I'll also share a PDF in which I will let you know that what are the basic commands which you can use for uh, writing in Jupyter Notebook. Right. So I'll
Okay.
share a PDF so that it is you get familiar with the platform, and it is easier for you to run it.
Sure.
One more thing I would just also liken to add over here, that you can uh, Jupyter notebooks, like we say it Jupyter as a notebook. Why? So Jupyter notebook allows you to write the code as well as normal text,
Okay. Okay. Got it. Yeah.
So that will help you to
Understand. Yeah.
understand the code more better. So
Purpose.
you
Yep.
can write normally that what you're doing in the following code, right? So
Yep.
it will help you means once you're done with that notebook, so you can, for the revision kind of purpose, if you're looking it after some days or so months or whatever,
Yep.
so it will help you to recatch everything better, because you will be in habit of making notes if you'll be having notes. Okay, one more
Yep.
thing I would like to add over here is uh, I'll share the if you want, I'll share with you the Jupyter notebooks itself, but I would prefer that if you make your own Jupyter notebooks, because in
Okay.
that way you will
Yep.
be able to learn more.
Yep.
If I'll simply send you the Jupyter notebook, you will just I don't think that would be more effective. If you'll
Okay.
make your own Jupyter, I'll definitely share the PDF with you of the Jupyter notebook, what all code we have
Okay.
written in that in that session. So that would
Sure.
be fine. But if you'll do it by yourself, it will help you learn things more.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, Nishil. This course will take minimum 3 months to complete if we are giving if we are giving uh 1 hour or two hours a day, right? So it will
Okay.
take at least 3 months to complete.
Okay.
So
Okay.
just let me know that how you want to proceed it and what all is required from my end. So anything else you want to know?
No, that's good for me. So if you can share me the course curriculum you prepared or something, so I'll go
Okay,
through it. I mean, I'll get an overall idea. So what I'm
okay,
going through
fine.
in this course, and then that makes me to feel like uh how much time I can spend on it and that stuff. So that
Okay,
helps me
fine.
to figure it out. Yeah.
Okay, fine, fine.
Uh,
So I'll
yeah.
be sending you three things basically now. So I'll be sending
Okay.
you the course curriculum. I'll be sending
Mm-hmm.
you a PDF which will help you in installing Anaconda Navigator and which will help you to use Jupyter Notebook. Third thing,
Sure.
I'll be sending you the introduction to Jupyter
Okay.
notebook. So
Okay.
it will help you in learning about the basic commands which are there in Jupyter notebook, right? So just
Okay.
don't get worried about any code which
Yeah.
is present
Mm-hmm.
in that notebook. Just go through
Okay.
it once. I'll
Yeah.
definitely get in touch with that notebook once we start the training, right?
Yeah, sure. And I
Okay.
have one more request. So,
Mm-hmm.
as a so I'm handling a project. So we are developing a parking lot application. So they are
Mm-hmm.
like software engineers who are working on it. But as
Mm-hmm.
a project engineer, I need to know like what's going on there. So
Okay.
sometimes I may need your help and support in understanding me that particular part of the code
Fine,
or some
fine,
stuff
fine.
they are developing.
That is
Yeah, if that's okay.
not at all an issue. That is not at all an
Yeah.
issue. I'll
So yeah,
be happy to help. That is not an issue.
yeah, yeah. So
Okay.
that is going
Uh,
on. So it's not yet started, but it will be starting in this week or next week. So maybe I'll need like 1 hour, not even 1 hour, half an hour per week or some stuff to go through it. Like I'll get to know. Yeah. If that
okay,
is
fine.
okay, then yeah,
Okay, fine. Srinivas, just sorry, I'm Nishil. Just
yeah.
tell your just ask Srinivas to tell me your email address and everything,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
and please let me know that when we'll be covering this course, so that I can
Sure.
schedule my things accordingly, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So hope to get in touch with you as soon as possible, and
Yep.
let's start the